Hi everyone, this is Amara and this is my channel Eyes Wide Shut. Do you see what happened in Portugal and Spain the other day? They had a massive power outage. This is what I keep telling people, listen, you need to seriously carry around cash with you. Cash is king. See, everyone's going into this digital technology. They're buying into all of this. And the system could quite easily crash. You see, people are becoming more and more dependent on this society, which is becoming more and more digital with all of this smart technology, smartphones, smart computers, smart watches, smart meters, smart fridges. Just about everything is moving towards smart, and there's nothing smart really about that technology. You see, there's a group of people and they meet at Davos. There's another group, the UN and WEF, who meet at Davos, and they talk about this agenda and 2030. By the year 2030, they want to have the Great Reset. What is a Great Reset? It is a reset of the economy. It is a reset of the whole complete system. How can you reset a whole system? To me, I've been sitting down, I've been thinking about this very carefully, and because I have my third eye open, I do things such as meditation, and that helps me to open up my pineal gland. The pineal gland is connected to your third eye, and after coming out of a session of meditation, I thought to myself, if they're going to try and reset the system, right, to get everyone to conform to this new system, how are they going to do this? And you know what? I personally think it's to get everybody, or as much people as they can, onto this digitalized technology. To get people to use digitalized technology, use their smartphones, their smart watches, their smart computers. That way people become so dependent upon this system which they're trying to create. They'll become so dependent on it. And if everyone goes onto the smart grid, they can quite easily crash the system and then reset it. So they want to try and get as many people as they can onto computers, yeah, and onto the smart technology, because that way it'll be much more easier to crash the system and then reset it. Because just about every person that I can think of, from a little kid of 5 going right up to 50 and 60-year-olds, are all getting into this technology, getting into this smart technology. They got their bank account details on their phone, they got their pictures, yeah. They do everything now by QR code, alright, by getting their phones and downloading certain things off the QR codes. And that makes it much more easier for those people who've created the system to be able to track you via your QR code. And that came in what, 2020, when we had this thing where people were taking the injection into their arm. They were taking the BAP. They were taking this thing in their arm. We had to use the QR code then. Then we had the 5G technology. That came out at the same time. Then we had people having to stand a certain distance apart. Was that because of this technology which they were putting into people back in 2020? That's right, I just said technology. They were putting into people back in 2020. This 5G technology is all connected to the grid, and people are buying into it. I went to the supermarket today. Automated checkout service. They were standing in the automated checkout service trying to check out their goods instead of going to a cashier where you could use either card or you can use cash. You had that choice. You can use card or you can use cash. Now people are going to this automated services. They don't realize that that digital technology they're using, in the end, it's going to put people out of jobs. That's correct. It's going to put people out of jobs. Those people are working in the shops. Soon they will have no jobs. Some of these people are your family members. Some of these people are your friends. You're putting them out of jobs eventually if you keep using these automated services. Technology has its use. Technology is good. For example, you can set up your own businesses now online. Okay, rather than having to have a shop front, where if you've got a physical shop front, you're going to have to pay rent or buy that property in order to set up your business, whether it be hairdressers or whether it could be a restaurant or some other business like that. Now you can set up businesses online, so that saves you money in terms of not having to pay for electricity bills, not having to pay for gas bills, not having to pay for what else, to put signs up on your shop front. You can do everything now online. And one of the biggest problems when you run your own business is distribution. Promotion and distribution. Now you can do all this now online. Okay, people are doing things such as drop shipping, yeah, and creating their own stores online. Now this is the advantage. I'll tell you, I used to be a DJ, and I used to DJ in a lot of clubs in and around the southwest of England, yeah, and sometimes up in the north as well. Then I went into producing my own music, and production was such a big thing. Production and distribution of music. I had to drive from one city to another and hand out my CDs, yeah, my music CDs, which I produced myself, and that cost me a lot of time and it cost me a lot of money to actually sit down, write up a logo, okay, create the music, and then having to try to distribute it. So I had to go to places like London, Cardiff, yeah, some of these other big major cities. And that took me time, it took me a lot of money, and it took so much energy out of me. But now, you can do distribution online. You got companies now online that will distribute your products for you, that will promote your products for you. Okay? You can create your own logos online. So that saves a lot of time, energy and money. So that's the beauty of technology. But if we become so dependent on it, guess what? The system might crash one day. We don't own the satellites, okay, that runs these systems. We don't own the satellites. We do not own the search engines. If everyone goes online, there's a strong possibility that system could crash, because we're so dependent on technology. Look what happened in Spain the other day and Portugal. Both these places, the technology, guess what? It crashed and people had a massive power outage. They were stuck in airports. Traffic lights stopped working. And a whole heap of other technology. Now anybody who's watched a film, let me try and get this thing going. Anybody who's watched a film, has anyone ever seen this film? Die Hard 4. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And YouTube, I'm borrowing this information. This film, I'm just borrowing just for illustration. Right.
Sir, we've got a system error. My fellow Americans,
it is time to strike fear into
the hearts of
citizenry.
ask not
Unauthorized broadcast.
what your country can do.
To avert this crisis,
The answer is nothing whatsoever.
our military strength
Is
in this case.
useless. Read my lips.
The
Great confident roar
of
the American
progress
and growth has come to an end. all the vital technology that this nation holds dear, all communications,
Transportation.
the internet,
Connectivity.
electrical power,
Critical.
utilities.
Their
Fate.
Now rests
in our
Hands. We will not tire. We will not falter. And we will not fail. I don't know how they're getting in.
Okay, I want telecom, transportation, and
Jesus Christ, it's a fire sale. It's a fire sale.
hey, we don't know that yet.
Yeah, it's a myth anyway. It can't be done.
Oh, it's a myth? Really? Please tell me she's only here for show and she's actually not in charge of anything. What's a fire sale? It's a three-step systematic attack on the entire national infrastructure. Okay, step 1, take out all the transportation. Step 2, financial base and telecoms. Step 3, get rid of all the utilities, gas, water, electric, nuclear, pretty much anything that's run by computers, which today is almost everything. So that's why they call it a fire sale, because everything must go.
Wow, people. Go watch that film, Die Hard 4, with Bruce Willis. Yeah? Where they talk about technology, right? And technology being the downfall of our society. This is a film, but you know what? This isn't just a film. This is a documentary. Because it's funny that a lot of films, especially sci-fi films, a lot of films, especially sci-fi films, yeah, you find out later on they turn out to be science fact, not science fiction, but science fact. Look at the technology that we got now. When I was growing up watching Star Trek, now a lot of things in Star Trek were fictional. The flip phones, that was a fictional thing. Now you have smartphones. Now you have flip phones. You had the iPad, which you saw Dr. Spock, yeah, and Captain Kirk walking around with. Now you have iPads, doors sliding open. So all this technology, all these things that we see in sci-fi films, turn out to become science fact. This Die Hard film, you need to take note of it, because the same thing that happened in Portugal, where they had a power outage, you've got cars now. You can operate them remotely. You can turn on the engines remotely. Do you know in your house as well, you got smart fridges, you got smart meters. They can operate the technology externally. They can turn up your heat or turn your heat down, okay, or shut off your gas and electricity externally if you don't pay for your bills, or if you've done something wrong. It's time that people started waking up to a lot of things that's going on right now in society. And I'm one of the ones here, not only me, trying to make you aware of certain things. Is the Great Reset, is the crash of the system and technology, the way that they're going to reset the system on the higher uppers. And government, a lot of people who depend on governments, who vote for governments, realize that it's not governments that's ruling things. It's the technocrats and the oligarchy companies. They are the ones that are running things. Okay? You could go vote for your prime minister. You could go vote for a certain political party. Right? But nothing ever seems to change. And the rules that are being made, the laws that are being made by not those people in the Houses of Parliament, but by the higher echelons. Okay? The oligarchies and the technocrats are the ones who are running things. Our MPs, our presidents, and our prime ministers are nothing but puppets. Now they got this thing called the Online Safety Bill. And do you know that Online Safety Bill, do you know how many people, right, since that bill has come out, have been arrested and been detained under the Online Safety Bill? Yet still, this new government that's come in the UK, What have they done? They're starting to let out prisoners. But at the same time, they're locking up people for making certain remarks and saying certain things online. 20 to 30 people per week are being arrested. Some been detained indefinitely. Is this the kind of world that you want to live in? You need to wake up. The online safety bill, go check it out. It's no longer a bill, it's actually a law. This is Amara, and this is only meant to have been a short video. Sorry about the quality of the film that I just showed, but I just done this video at the last minute. I will do it again, but I'll make it a live stream so other people can come into it. Anyway, this is Amara with another video. Over and out. Thank you.